We'll get an adventure out of this yet. All day long we wander New York and nothing happens, and then we come to the quietest street in the city and suddenly...
Vandergelder.
Is he still out there? Oh, look!
He's sitting right on that bench. Cornelius, are you sure this is an adventure?
You don't have to ask, Barnaby. When you're in one, you'll know it. How much money have you got left?
Not much. 40 cents for the train ride back, 30 cents for dinner, and 20 cents to see the whale. 90 cents, why?
When those women come out, we'll have to pretend to be customers. Customers, that's it. We'll make them believe that we're rich and then we won't have to spend anything. We're just two men about town looking for hats for ladies. Oh, good afternoon, Mrs.
Malloy.
Here, Cornelius Hackle.
Here, Barnaby Tucker.
My pleasure, gentlemen. Now, what can I do for you?
Oh, well, we're just two ladies about town looking for hats for Malloy, and we wondered... we want to buy a hat. For a lady, of course. And everyone said to come to Mrs. Malloy's because she's so pretty. I mean, her hats are so pretty.
And so reasonable. As reasonable as under $1 would leave us enough to see the whale.
You'll have to pay him no mind, ma'am. He's come all the way from Yonkers to see the stuffed whale, and he's all excited. Just keep an eye on that street, Barnaby, and maybe you'll see it pass by.
Is it big and brown with mean little red eyes?
Yes.
It's sitting right on that bench.
Excuse me, Mr. Hackle, but did you say Yonkers?
Oh, yes, ma'am, Yonkers. And forgive me for saying this, but you should see Yonkers. Oh, and by that, of course, I mean perhaps Mr. Yonkers. Mr. Malloy would like to see Yonkers, too.
Oh, I'm a widow, Mr. Hackle.
You are? Barnaby, she's a widow! Oh, that's too bad. I'm sure Mr. Malloy would have enjoyed Yonkers, especially in that hat. Oh, and you, of course, not Mr. Malloy, may he rest in peace. You're Catholic, aren't you? Well, don't let that worry you. I'd be willing to change. Mrs. Malloy, if you should ever find yourself with a Sunday free in the near future, why, I'd be more than pleased to show you Yonkers from top to bottom.
Well, as a matter of fact, Mr. Hackle, I might be there sooner than you think.
Oh, really?
You see, I have a friend who lives in Yonkers.
Do you?
Perhaps you know him.
Well, perhaps we do.
But it's usually foolish to ask in cases like that, isn't it? It's a Mr. Vandergelder.
Horace Vandergelder?
Oh, Vandergelder's hay and feed?
Do you know him?
No! Oh, no.
Well, Mr. Vandergelder's a substantial man and well-liked, they tell me.
A lovely man, Mrs. Malloy, just lovely. Only one fault as far as I know, he's as hard as nails.
Cornelius, I think...
Well, now, perhaps your friend might like to...
Look out!
Begging your pardon, Mrs. Malloy.
Gentlemen, what are you doing?
We'll explain later. Help us, Mrs. Malloy.
Come out of there this minute.
We're as innocent as can be, Mrs. Malloy.
Oh, well, really, Mr. Hackle, Mr. Tucker, I insist that you come out of here this minute or I'll be forced... Mr. Vandergelder!
Mrs. Malloy, I don't suppose Mrs. Levi is in here, is she? She was supposed to meet me on that bench 10 minutes ago. Well, if she comes, she can just go on looking for me. When I make an appointment, I expect people to be on time. Oh. Here's a present for you. Chocolate-covered peanuts, unshelled. That's the expensive kind. Did I just see you talking to two men?
Men? Men, Mr. Vandergelder? What would men be doing in a ladies' hat shop? Well now, let's go into my workroom. I'm so anxious for you to
I
see
saw it last week.
So you did. Well, Mr. Vandergelder, how are things in the hay and feed business? I understand you have 3 friends, all hard as nails.
What on earth are you talking about?
Yonkers. I hear it's a very beautiful city.
Who's been telling you about Yonkers, may I ask?
Oh, nobody. A friend.
What friend?
Well, you see, he was
He?
A customer, Mr. Vandergelder. Someone quite well-to-do, as a matter of fact. He was in here buying hats for ladies. Maybe you know him, although it's usually silly to ask in cases like that. It's a Mr. Cornelius Hackle.
Did you say Hackle?
Why, yes.
He happens to be my chief clerk, that's all. Mrs. Malloy, I demand an explanation.
And I'm going to give it to you. Why shouldn't she know Cornelius Hackle? Everybody in New York knows Cornelius Hackle. Why, he's here at the opera, the most fashionable homes. Why, he's at the Harmonia Gardens restaurant 3 times a week.
Impossible. He only has $146.35, and I keep it in my own safe.
Oh, Mr. Vandergelder, you're killing me. He's one of the Hackles. They built the canal.
What canal?
The Panama. Both.
It ain't the same man.
Oh, who unhitched the horses from Jenny Lynn's carriage and pulled her through the streets all by himself? Cornelius Hackle. Oh, who dressed up the other night as a waiter at the Fifth Avenue Hotel and dropped an oyster down Mrs. Astor's? Oh, I can't say it, but it was Cornelius. Why, he's the playboy of New York. Now, don't deny it, Irene. I'm sure you were taken with him like everyone else.
Oh, Dolly, really? I just meant what you see. Of course.
Of course.
There's a man in there!
Now see here, if there's a man in there.
No, Mr. Vandergelder, you can't. It's too dangerous.
No man who hides in ladies' closets frightens me. Stand aside, Mrs. Levi.
No man indeed. I'm sure you'd make short work of any man. Those muscles. See them now rippling back and forth under your coat. Ripple, 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 ripple.
For the last time, Mrs. Levi, will you stand aside?
Stand indeed. That's exactly what the law courts will want to know if you enter that closet without a search warrant. I mean, what do you stand for if you don't stand for the law of this great land? I know what I stand for. I stand for Motherhood America, and a hot lunch for orphans. Take off your hat, sir. Fancy Ross's flag is passing. Do you see him on the hill at Gettysburg? He needs that great triumphal arch.
Said by that great and patriotic American,
Moses.
I stand for Motherhood America and a hot lunch for orphans. Take off your hat, sir. There's a tear-stained eagle passing. Do you see him on the distant water? He's that great triumphal arch. If you hear him singing, you see him for sure. I stand for Motherhood America and a hot lunch for orphans.
Words of Lincoln. One is by land and two is by sea. And then I've got that church we love. Oh, that's the name of hallelujah.
March. 407 years ago.
March, march.
Formed a more perfect union.
March, march. Damn the torpedoes. Full speed ahead. March, march, march. There couldn't possibly be a man in that closet. God bless you.
Mrs. Malloy?
All right, Mr. Vandergelder. There is a man in that closet.
Uh-huh.
And another under that table.
What the devil?
And there is a perfectly simple explanation, but for the present, good afternoon.
Good Lord. The whole room's just crawling with men. I'll never get over it. I take it I'll see you later this afternoon, Mr. Vandergelder.
You certainly will, with a certain young lady on the main float at the end of the parade. Mrs. Malloy?
Mrs. Malloy, I can explain
hear any explanations, Mr.